Hello. Welcome.
Welcome back.
Welcome back from the holidays.
Long break.
It's Green Light and Banter. Back from
The abyss.
winter break.
Yes.
Wasn't a break for me.
It feels like the abyss.
It is now officially winter, however.
We've been in winter for some time.
I mean, the last time we talked, it was autumn.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
We had not made it to the winter solstice.
I guess you're right.
So the good news is the daylight is increasing.
That is the good news.
The bad news is we're less than 6 months away from the daylight decreasing.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. So we're back.
Did you enjoy your New Year's and your Christmas?
I mean, it's just now the new year.
When does the cutoff for saying Happy New Year?
I mean, I think it's probably first couple weeks.
2 weeks? No.
I mean, if you haven't seen someone.
They had their chance. They had their chance. 4 days.
I honestly get tired of people saying, "Did you have a good Christmas?"
What do you mean you get tired of people saying if you have a good Christmas?
I'm like, how much time you got?
Well,
Or what? How do you qualify that?
I don't know, but on New Year's, 4 days. You got 4 days to wish a Happy New Year. No?
I don't know. So when you see somebody after 4 days, you say, "Man, I haven't seen you since last year."
No, you don't. You drop all New Year's puns. We should put, as a society, an end to New Year's.
What about the end to, "Did you have a good Christmas?"
I see nothing wrong with asking if you. Excuse me, I'm about to cough. We've both been battling a little bug.
Yeah, Jamie battled it and brought it here. And
I don't
gave it
think
to
there's
me.
anything scientific to back it up that I brought it in. Not a thing.
Well, there's no scientific evidence that you didn't.
Well, I guess there's that.
Yeah, so we'll just drop it there.
Okay.
So today is January 2, 2024.
The year of our Lord.
Yeah, so it's going to be, probably about 6 months, and I'll still be writing 2023.
Well, a couple months ago I wrote 1991, so.
Something I do every year, if I have to date something on my birthday, I put the year of my birth.
I could see how that happened.
Yeah, every time.
Yeah, I can see how that would happen. But
Every time. That only happens once a year, though.
well,
Takes me right back to the 60s.
the swinging 60s.
Glorious time of my life. Best 11 days of my life, the 60s.
Oh, so yeah, we wrapping up bowl season, wrapping up the holiday season, getting back at it. It's been a minute since we've had a podcast.
Yeah, lots of things have happened.
Yeah.
Earthquake in Japan.
How about that? Yeah. Yeah.
Man, I'd love to go there.
Not on those days.
No.
But if I went to Japan, I wouldn't want to go to any big city. I'd want to go to like Mr. Miyagi's village. Do the drum technique.
Where is that?
Well, he is from Okinawa.
Is that how they say it?
God, I don't know. Probably.
Okinawa?
Daniel's on Okinawa. No.
Was he really from there or is it just in the movie?
No, I think he was from California.
L.A.?
Yeah, I thought he.
San Fran?
Yeah, he spoke with less of an accent than I did.
Well, he was on Happy Days.
He was on Happy Days. He had a couple stint runs on MASH.
What did he do on MASH?
He was a visiting doctor. He'd play poker.
Did he ever do surgery?
You know what? I never saw him pick up a knife, but he'd always be like the liaison to the local Korean people.
So was he Korean or Japanese?
He's whatever you need him to be. He's Japanese when it comes to training young Daniel LaRussa. He's Korean when
He
it
looked
comes...
Chinese to me.
I think we're just we're dangerously tiptoeing on the edge of a bad episode.
Well, most honorable Jamie, let's move on.
Okay.
So today's episode is episode 18.
Is it?
It is.
I don't think it is. I think it's like.
I know it's hard for you to believe, but it is.
I think it's 14.
Well, I mean, if you're counting quality episodes, we're probably on
Episode
2.
3. Yeah, 3. I'll give us. I think. Greg just pulled a knife.
Yeah, only to remind you not to have a knife at the podcast. Just like I have no pens. So, episode 18.
14.
In light of the recent events, which are called bowl games, and
Go Balls.
the whole discussion that happened yesterday on ESPN Game Day, where Herb Street said, "Who cares? Bowl games mean nothing anymore."
You know, I happen to agree with him now.
Do you know how many bowl games there are?
A ton.
Yeah.
A ton. But let's be honest in what they really mean. They mean 15 extra practices. You can now, the incoming freshmen for next season can practice with the team. That's what's most important. Like if we would have lost, we being University of Tennessee playing Iowa, they smoke checked Iowa 35-0. But if we would have lost that game, I would have dropped it like third period Spanish. It wouldn't have mattered.
Well, it doesn't matter.
No, because it doesn't even affect, like you could play a player who's on the precipice of burning his red shirt and it won't affect it.
Yeah, no effect.
No effect whatsoever. So unless you're in the playoffs, you're just in it for the.
Well, I mean, next year the bowls are going to mean even less, I think.
Yeah, they'll mean even less.
But can you believe Tennessee taking the ball down on Iowa like that and just taunting them to score again?
Classless.
I mean, can you believe that?
Classless. In the meantime, Georgia's running up 63-3 on Florida State, but not a peep.
Yeah, but Florida State had 30 players that didn't start.
What does that have to do?
So I guess it's okay.
We didn't have a defensive backfield. Every defensive back player transferred out.
Well, we were only down 10 players on the defense.
Yeah, just on the defense alone. No, I don't buy into
So
that.
I did like in that game where they kept saying about Iowa, one of the best defenses in the country.
One of the best defenses in the Big Ten West.
How can you score an average of 16 points a game? Was it 16? 26?
It's atrocious.
And win 10 games.
It helps to be in the Big Ten West. It's a terrible division. In a Power 5 conference, which is shocking. But no, it's a. I gotta watch what I say. I don't want to go blue. It's a horse bleep offense. That quarterback had no business being a Division I starting.
Poor guy.
Poor guy. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, what would the game have been like if we were full strength defense? Could it have been worse?
I don't think they could have scored negative points. But, I mean, we probably could have scored more.
Our offense may have never gotten on the field.
There is that.
I guess they would have to.
Yeah, they would have to get on the field. They have no choice.
Yeah. So we score, But no, if the defense scores, we kick off and they go on offense again. And then if the defense scores,
this is the biggest
we kick
hypothetical
off.
scenario.
So the offense never gets on the field, but we win.
Yeah, that would be a terrible game to watch. I wouldn't enjoy a second of that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, they act like we didn't have our backup quarterback in the whole game. I mean, ridiculous.
Well, one of the things I noticed that you may have noticed too, we were back at the tempo offense.
Right.
I just don't think Joe Milton could run the tempo.
I want to say I like Joe Milton. He's
Well, you
been,
can say it.
Yeah, he's been a good kid. He's represented the university well. Never has gotten in trouble by the law. He's done what everybody's asked him to. I just don't
And
know.
he smiles.
And he smiles. Yeah.
I like that. A lot of those guys never smile. It's like they've got the worst gig in the world.
I've never noticed their smiling capabilities or lack thereof. So.
Well, they don't smile, so you wouldn't know.
But no, I was very happy with the result. I'm happy with the season. After the stretch run we went through, I've said I will never again complain about an 8-9 win season.
No, because these past 2 years are the best 2 seasons we've had in 20 years together.
Yeah. So I'm not going to.
Or 2 decades, as some people would say.
Yeah. Like I'll get online and go on message boards or whatnot, and everybody's complaining. I'm always posting. Well, it's amazing. The Vols, my fellow Vols, we must have the most successful fan base in America because everybody must do their job flawlessly. If they can,
And there's no one else out there better.
yeah, if they can, the way they judge these kids playing football.
Well, that's the thing. It's easy for me to put in perspective because I have children that are the age of those guys, and it's like, I mean, give them a break.
They chose to come here to play. It's not like they were forced into it.
And these guys put the time in.
They put a lot of time in. And you know what? Life's short. I'm done getting that mad about sports anymore. There was a time when we would have lost a game. It ruined my weekend. That's so stupid looking back on it now.
Yeah, because you let that affect you.
Oh yeah, my Sunday, I'd just be sitting there stewing in it. This is when I was in my early 20s. You know.
2 words that I'm sick of.
I can't wait to hear.
Transfer portal.
Well, then buckle up because it's going nowhere. That toothpaste is not going back in the tube ever.
I think it's going to get worse.
Oh yeah, the game's changed. The whole system's changed now. I'm to the point now where I don't pay attention in the off season anymore. I wait to see what team we have, and then I root for that team.
Yeah, because there's no guarantees.
Like you look at Pierce, our linebacker / edge rusher. Who's to say he'll be here next year? There could be a handler out there for Ole Miss or for Alabama or something that gets in his ear, and then.
Well, someone already said they better get him $1 million.
Oh, he better. Weigels, are you out there, Weigels? Yeah.
I don't think Bill Weigel has that kind of money.
Well, he can give him some money.
He's developing eggnog.
Have you seen how he sells corn dogs? By the truckload.
What?
Corn dogs. Weigels.
They're doing great.
Yeah.
I really like him.
I like Weigels. Weigels is a fine company. But no, the transfer portal's here to stay. It's now the Wild West.
So, another observation from yesterday. When they do the little vignettes and interviews and backstories of the athletes, I know these guys put in a lot of time and effort, some more than others.
Mm-hmm.
They did a little piece on one of the quarterbacks from one of the teams in the playoffs. And they said he's up at 4 every day, in the gym at 4:30. After the gym, he's watching film. Not one time do they ever mention classwork.
Well, I mean.
Do they go to class?
I think we've known that's been since the 80s, man. I forget the player. He played for Ohio State. He said, basically saying his major was football. He didn't.
Do they have people taking tests for him?
I don't know.
Proxy bids?
I got to assume there's some shady test takings. I mean.
Don't they have to have a certain GPA to stay on the team?
You have to have a certain GPA to stay eligible, yes.
But I think a lot of them really put the work in the class, too.
Oh, there's some good students out there, but there's a lot that the university's forced to take easy classes. And that's why you see them always with Sports management major. I don't know if that's
Hospitality.
hospitality. Yeah.
I mean, I think those are important careers.
Well, what would you do?
Hospitality.
I mean, Walmart greeter. I don't know.
You could be an influencer.
Let me. I hate that.
Wait,
Word.
hospitality.
This-
OnlyFans.
This world, I'm getting tired of it. But no, I mean, it is what it is. It's a business. I've been of the mindset for some time now that I think the solution would be to do away with football and basketball scholarships altogether. Pay them, let them pay their tuition with the money they earn. That way you can use those scholarships for other sports.
What a great idea.
Baseball, you're still only getting, on the team, I think you get 9.5 scholarships total.
On the whole baseball team?
And so they split them up. So you'll get books. This player will get mainly books. And there's not a full scholarship baseball player hardly ever. And then with Title IX, you can divvy out all the scholarships elsewhere.
I think that's a better use of it.
I do too.
I mean, it's like, okay, well, you're making $178,000 a month,
Yeah,
and we're giving you free tuition.
yeah,
Why?
yeah. If you're not going to utilize it, let's not play games with it. Let's just call it what it is. Let's let you pay your taxes. Let's let you pay your tuition. Let's do away just with football and basketball because those are the money making sports.
Yeah, but what about some of the athletes who? I mean, I think some of them could still use a scholarship.
Well, yeah. There's the walk-ons. There's the third stringers. Yeah, the people they consider the team GPA boosters. Yeah, give them their scholarships, but those can be largely academic.
Yeah, because in my day, in my college athletics, I only had a scholarship because of my grades.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I mean, I say I went to play golf, but there wasn't golf scholarships. It was.
No, I think we may have had two
Yeah,
spots.
yeah. I mean, there's not golf scholarships.
How many were on your golf team?
I want to say
5 or 6?
8, I think.
8.
Yeah.
Well, I got no scholarship for cheerleading.
Well, I mean, but they could use. My point is, they could utilize that elsewhere. Then I wouldn't have to hear people moaning about the kids not utilizing their. Well, I mean, I understand.
I've not heard one person mention that.
Mention what?
The
Moaning?
scholarship thing.
Oh yeah. Well,
Have you?
are you talking about taking away the scholarships and have them pay it?
Yeah.
No, that's why it's my idea.
It is your idea.
Yeah.
Why is that not even talked about?
I don't know because nobody ever listens to me.
That's the most sensical thing I've ever heard you say.
I say a lot of it. You never give me credit for it.
Well, because I don't believe it was your idea.
You think I'm just out here like the Harvard or ex-Harvard president now, plagiarizing ideas left and right?
Plagiarizing JFK?
Yeah, yeah. Did you see where somebody posted? I'm sure it was parody, but her exit speech was basically word for word Martin Luther King's "I Have a Dream" speech.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I was about to say Rodney King's "I Have a Dream." Is he still? He's dead, isn't he?
I don't know.
Surely that guy's croaked.
I mean, what has that been?
It's been forever.
30 years?
It's been.
It's
Forever.
been 30 years.
Yeah,
Wow.
incredible.
Well, I didn't use it completely, but I used Tom Brady's retirement speech when I announced my retirement. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that. Mainly because I never.
I read it to everyone.
Did you tell us it was Tom Brady's retirement?
I think I did.
I don't know.
I still have it in my notes
What notes?
on my phone.
Oh, I thought. Well, you can probably delete it.
I'll save it for my next retirement.
Your next retirement speech, you're going to still quote Tom Brady?
Brady.
Wow. But no, yeah, back to the state of the college sports.
I told someone today, I think I'm just going to start watching high school football.
I love high school football. My dad and I, Thursday night football, it's a staple in our.
You know what the problem's going to be?
They're next. They're going.
They are next.
Yeah, they're going to want. But
because I think they're already high school athletes.
But how? I mean,
well, NIL stuff.
Well, that's already a thing in California.
But I mean, think about. I see how some of those things have affected high school football here, because right over here on the hill, Fulton High School, powerful football team, did great, started doing very well. Players got noticed. They get recruited before they even get there to go to these private schools, and they get their tuition paid.
Yeah. Okay, that is a thing. But as far as like in college, we'd hear for years, well, the university makes all this money and
they need to give it back to the kids.
Yeah, and I don't want to hear about the coaches making the money. You know what that is? That's called working to the top of your profession. Kids in college, when you see your coach do that, that should be an example to you. That's what happens.
You shouldn't be downcast.
Yeah. These college coaches, but Lane Kiffin aside, because he was, in my opinion, Lane Kiffin was born on third base, acting like he hit a triple. The rest of the coaching staffs start as graduate assistants, work their way up from making nothing.
Was he really born on third base?
That's how he acts. I mean, his dad, was an NFL defensive coordinator. He was born into coaching royalty.
Monty.
Old Monty made.
Was he British?
No, he wasn't British. He was the least British person that ever existed. Made Eric Berry the greatest cover safety in SEC history, a glorified linebacker. He needed I don't know how many. I don't have the exact number, but let's say he needed 20 yards to break the NCAA interception record. Didn't get it, his senior season, because he basically brought him up to be a linebacker.
And then what did he do in the NFL?
Oh, he went on to wreak havoc until he unfortunately got cancer.
Yeah, but he played safety, right?
Played safety. He was every year the NFL network would do their top 100 athletes. He was number one, 2 or 3 years in a row. Mm. He was, a man's man out there. Eric
yes.
Berry. He took the torch from Al Wilson and did well by it.
Was Al Wilson a safety?
Al Wilson was a linebacker, but he was recruited as a running back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe Monty wanted him to be Al Wilson.
Could you imagine what Eric Berry would have drawn in NIL money? Holy mackerel.
Think about all these guys.
Think what Tim Tebow would have drawn in NIL money.
He probably did.
He probably tithed it all to his church.
What about,
Not there's anything wrong with that. I'm sorry.
What about Johnny Football? You've seen his story?
Yeah.
That they were selling autographs and stuff?
Yeah. He would have made a killing.
Legally.
Legally made a killing in the NIL. Think of what Peyton Manning would have done if NIL would have been around. He wouldn't be having to work hat in hand these days. Poor Peyton,
it's terrible.
Yeah.
He's got 40 jobs.
Yeah.
Just broke.
He's broke as a joke. It's the economy. Nobody can work a single job anymore. Look at Peyton.
Peyton's got at least 40 different jobs.
Yeah, he does.
Him and
Charles Barkley, Shaq.
Shaq and Blake Shelton. Blake Shelton's so poor, he's on every country TV show
I've never noticed
known to
Blake
man.
Shelton on anything in my life.
Well, you will now.
I will now. Thanks a lot. But anyhow, no, but the whole state of college basketball and football it's just changed. Don't get used to a player. That player's probably leaving. with the money that's out there.
Well, they're saying that even Nico will be lucky to have him 2 years.
Well, Nico, he'll go pro before he would move on because he's made so much already in NIL. I mean, when he signed, it was groundbreaking. The NIL money he got to sign with Tennessee, it was $1 million. It was over $1 million.
Yeah. Well, I heard he was hitting about 180 a month.
Look at Arch Manning. Arch Manning in Texas hasn't played a snap, and he's the highest paid player in college. And now my family thought I was a bit harsh yesterday, but the whole Manning family, bunch of hypocrites. They said, and I'm a big Manning supporter, don't believe Peyton Manning, but they said when he was coming in, they would not allow him to take one dime of NIL money until he was a starter. He's the highest paid NIL player in college football.
Wait, he's a sophomore, isn't he?
He'll be a sophomore next year. There was a picture yesterday at the press or at the pregame press conferences where the players are at different tables, where Texas's starting quarterback had nobody around him. March Manning, there was a line out the door for the press to talk to him. I felt terrible for Texas's quarterback.
And you don't even know his name.
No, I don't know his name.
Ewers?
Something like that. He'll be a cannon fodder for the SEC next year because our defenses are going to light him up.
Did you watch the Washington game?
Until I fell asleep.
How was it?
I was pretty tired.
No, how was the game?
It was okay. It was about, when I fell asleep, I think it was about 10 points, but evidently Texas had a chance to win. But,
just like Alabama and Michigan?
Alabama, that was the worst called play I think I've seen.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate playing armchair quarterback because none of us know more than, I don't know more than
You don't know more than Nick Saban?
I don't know more than the worst coach in Division II. But I'll always be like, how could you call that? I would have rolled him out. And, yeah, no.
I couldn't figure out why they didn't just let the guy run.
Well, they let him run up the middle.
Yeah. But, I mean, he was hitting like 10 yards a run, and then they got close, and he handed it off twice.
Yeah.
And then he ran it up the middle.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, all they needed to do was a sweep left.
What I would armchair quarterback, here I go. What they should have done, and what we were all saying before it, you roll your quarterback out with the pocket, let him try to find a crossing wide receiver in the end zone. If not, you're 250 pounds. Tuck it in, get to the end zone on a run. What you don't do is run a delayed quarterback draw up the middle. And that's exactly what happened. So Nick Saban, I do know more than him. I think I know more than him.
Wait, but who's his OC?
Who knows? I don't know.
You think Saban's calling the plays?
No, Saban was a defensive back guru. Yeah.
He was. That was his position, man.
That's his forte. That's why Alabama's always had the best named defensive backs ever. Clinton Dix, and then they got a kid named Kool-Aid.
What is that?
That's the worst. Kool-Aid.
He looked like Mr. Kool-Aid.
Oh yeah.
Is that his real name?
That's his Christian name, I believe.
Kool-Aid?
I think that's what's on his birth certificate.
No.
I think it is.
This country's gone.
Oh, it's been gone. It's been gone. Well, do you think we ought to wrap it up? That's 30 minutes.
Is it?
You never started a clock.
Is it? Did I?
I don't know.
Didn't I?
I think you did.
Yep, you're about right. We had about 2 minutes left.
Did you start a clock officially?
Yes.
Aren't you supposed to tell me?
Well, it doesn't matter.
I thought we had like an agreement.
Well, it doesn't matter.
What are you saying?
Because when the time's up, I usually point at my watch, and you just keep rolling.
Okay, I want to say I've never seen you one time point at your watch. That's not pointing at your watch. That's That's motioning with one hand.
If I raise my watch and point in that direction,
Yeah.
what's that mean? If I just went like this,
I have no idea.
or
what
I went
that means.
like this,
Clearly, it doesn't mean time she's up, because if it did, I would have stopped talking years ago.
negative.
My God.
Negative. Okay, so we're going to end that conversation, but
I'd like to have more sports-related talk.
I knew you would.
Well, I like talking about sporting events.
Well,
We got the Masters coming up in spring.
I was thinking about it, and I was like, I bet Jamie would like to talk about this college football.
Well, I got
crap.
more to say, but I got to get, because Tennessee plays basketball tonight.
When do they play?
Tonight.
At 7?
Yes.
It's 5:59.
I know, but I got to go prepare dinner.
Oh,
What?
yeah. I think I'm on the hook for dinner. So
What? Are you cooking it?
looks like some custom Dominoes,
Oh, mama.
and that's a shout out to our newest sponsor, Dominoes
And Weigels.
and Weigels, local.
Very local. I love Weigels. Weigels is a great follow on Twitter.
Yeah, I don't have time for Twitter.
Aren't you better than me?
Yeah,
Well,
no TikTok, no Snapchat.
I don't have a TikTok. I don't even know how you would get a Snapchat.
You don't need it. First of all,
I don't want it.
good for you.
Stop trying to force Snapchat on me.
I'm predicting these things are going to be outlawed for kids.
Well,
There is scientific proof.
I agree.
Kids are lonely. They're depressed. I wonder what's causing it. Get off your phone.
Yeah, get out there and ride your bike.
And the adults are no better. I'm just going to lay it out there.
Oh, did you see the pic? There was a picture this weekend. Excuse me, I'm about to cough. Pardon me. There was a picture this weekend of I believe it was in Paris. It was the largest fireworks show in the world, and all you saw were phones
Filming it?
taking pictures of it. Nobody was looking at it.
I know, I hate that.
I hate that too.
I've literally gotten to the point where I take very few photos
Me too.
at social gatherings because it's like, put the phone away.
Well, I never think to do that. That's my problem.
But everybody's worried about, oh, we didn't take any pictures. Well, I think pictures are great for memories. But the problem is people are taking pictures,
And not watching what's going on.
right? And it's all about getting a good picture to post.
Yeah, internet clout.
Look what I'm doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I honestly don't want anyone to know what I'm doing
I agree. I
most of the time.
I don't want
Sometimes,
to know what you're doing either. I don't know what goes on out there.
yeah, too much.
Too much. All right. Well, let's cut it short. I mean, I can't even tell what you were doing just now. He was resting his head on the mic.
All right, well, it's a wrap. We're going to, if I get an extra 5 minutes, we're going to come up with some different areas of exploration. And primarily, we're going to have some phone in.
He bought a phone thing, so
Yeah, we can take calls in and,
long time listener, first time caller.
yeah. I mean, not like calls.
I know, but still,
You're on the air.
you're live with Pinky and the Brain.
All right, folks.
Yep.
Thanks for listening.
Yep.
Thanks to our sponsors and all the future sponsors.
And all our future lovers.
We'll
out
see
there.
you on the next side.
Later.